Hello, how are you? Today I brought a super delicious treat for your breakfast, for your afternoon snack, for those of you who don't want to eat bread at this time and want a quick, practical, and delicious option. You're going to love it. This recipe is rich in fiber, high in protein, contains no wheat flour, no gluten, and is ready in no time. Plus, it's low in carbs, making it ideal if you're on a low-carb diet to lose weight or control blood sugar. Stay to the end. You won't want to miss this. Before we get started with this treat, I want to remind you that the ingredients, along with their quantities and nutritional information, are listed below in the description. So, the first ingredient I have here is my raw grated carrot, which will add fiber and make this recipe very filling. Carrot is also rich in beta-carotene, making it a very nutritious option with few carbohydrates for our recipe. To the carrot, I'm going to add grated mozzarella cheese. Let me know down below which cheese you use most often in your daily life. Is it mozzarella, ricotta, white cheese, cottage cheese, another type of cheese, Parmesan cheese? Which cheese do you use the most? I'd love to see your comment. So, to the carrot and our mozzarella, I'm going to add an egg to bind everything together, which will also bring protein and healthy fats to our recipe. And now we just need to mix it all together. If you want to stop here, you can, since the cheese itself is already seasoned and a bit salty. That's why I'm not even going to add salt to our mixture, but if you want to season it, it's always welcome and I love it. So I'm going to add here, optionally, a bit of black pepper and some dried garlic. Let me scrape it in here. And a bit of oregano. Tell me if you're going to add any seasoning. By the way, here's a cool tip. If you like that sweet and savory combination, the cheese is slightly salty with the carrot. You can add a bit of cinnamon here, which gives it a really unique twist, makes it sweeter, and it turns out really good. So let's give all of this a good mix and I'll grab our frying pan so we can finish up. Hold on. All right, so I've got my frying pan here. There's no need to grease it. I'm going to take about 1/3 of our mixture. I'm going to spread it out here, not really mix it, but actually spread it because the cheese is going to melt. So ideally, we want to cover the bottom of the pan a bit with this mixture. I need to add a bit more here. We keep spreading it out. Everything is still off at this point. I'm just going to grab a spatula, which makes it easier to press down without worrying about damaging my non-stick pan. So we just keep spreading it out here, making sure it's nice and even. And once it's shaped, we turn the heat on low and let it melt and cook. Let me turn it this way to do this part, because it's easier for me to press from this side because of my hand. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover it so it can melt and cook, and I'll be back in a bit. Hold on. Look, it's ready now, and you can see, let me show you here, that it's golden brown. You can see it. So what am I going to do? I'm going to transfer it to this plate here. Let me put the plate here. Look, it slides off easily, see? And now I'll make another one since I still have more batter here to make a second one. So since the second one is just the other half of the batter, I'll pour all of the remaining batter into the pan. I want to make sure to spread it out evenly, shaping it so it fills the space just right. Once I've done that, I'll close our pan and let it cook for a while. So when this one is ready, we'll finish up, which is really quick, as you've already seen. I'm going to do the same thing here, pressing it down so it settles, and I'll close it to cook the carrot since it's still raw. I'll be right back. Look, it's already starting to settle down here, see? So that's it. I'll press it down and wait a few minutes, and it'll be ready too, nice and golden like this. While this one is cooking, let me show you here more closely. Look at the bottom, how golden it turned out. So hold on, I'll be right back. Look, while that one is cooking, I'm going to roll this one up so you can see how flexible it is, and if you want, you can fill it with cooked and shredded chicken, with tuna, or just eat it plain like this. Tell me how you prefer it. Look, this one is ready too. Let me see if it's already loosened here. Let me check the color. It's perfect. I'm going to transfer it to the same plate where I rolled the other one, so I can roll this one up too, and we can finish up. Hold on. Well, here are both of them. Let me know down in the comments if you prefer to eat it plain or with a filling and what kind of filling you would use. Remember to like the video because that's super important to me, and share this wonderful recipe with anyone you know who would enjoy it or who needs healthy ideas. Let's work together to spread this chain of good. Let's try it. It turned out really delicious, and the seasoning with garlic and oregano is perfect. Make it and you're going to love it. See you next time. Bye.